and then go for it. Cool. Question time.
Question time.
We should do like an intro. Question time with Alex.
Bonus round.
Yeah, bonus round. Finish him.
Get over it.
Yeah. Right, let's do it.
With Parkinson's law, there was something about how to guarantee you win, how to guarantee you don't fail, and like that kind of like synonymous part of the same coin.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've also got in Parkinson's law, it's kind of the theory of dispersion as well, where gas disperses to the space, like to empty a space.
Yeah.
And then I thought, what about it's about the boundary of the gaseous chamber there.
Oh,
And obsessed.
nice.
And all these things were interlinking together.
I see what you mean. That's such a good way of saying it. So the almost like the container, the wall is giving yourself no way out. And let's say the smaller the wall or the boundaries of the wall is maybe how permeable the walls are, is how permeable your goals are.
Yeah.
So for example, if there's one little fucking crack in that corner and that pressure builds, guess where it's gonna go? But in reality, if you set the walls up and you duct tape and you make sure that nothing is getting out and you make sure to reinforce it, this is the key, before you put the gas in.
Yeah.
This is fucking love it. I love that analogy because what I think it is you set up the container first. You have to go in and say, all right, I know myself.
Yeah.
I know I'm a weak motherfucker, right? And I know if I find a crack, I will find cracks during it.
Yeah.
So while I'm in a good mood now and while I can see the future, let me create the perfect container for me because I know I will find a way out of it. Hence cold turkey blocker, like on a laptop, or hence all these different things. Design that container, then put the gas in, because once the gas is in, there's no way out now.
Try containing that with your hands, like
exactly.
I also thought of like a balloon. You have like a proper like manufactured helium balloon without the helium in it. You don't just like disperse the helium into the air and hope it goes into the balloon. You have to set it up right. So you've got all the perfect container. Yeah. And then your like distraction is like a pin on there. And it goes.
No, even better. Actually, I really like that because the elasticity of the balloon can sometimes lead to how flexible you are of your goals. Bear with me. So skyscrapers were very at risk of falling over. Exactly. But you actually find that in order for things to stand up, they have to bend, not break. So you have a little bit of bend in there. So what we could actually be saying is let's say you have a balloon and it's extremely rigid and the pressure builds. There's no room for flexibility. It's just gonna break.
Either the gas goes or the object goes.
Yeah, the whole thing fucking goes. And let's be real, like stress is a precursor to, we were talking about this the other day, mental illness, depression, breakdowns. That's a form of the whole thing breaking, right? So maybe you have to manufacture in ways for the balloon to have a little bit of bend in there, because if it does bend, but you have to know yourself and know how much you can bend the rules. But human beings are fundamentally they look for the bad, so it's much harder for us to be grateful than to be angry. Because when you're walking through the savannah, if you're like, oh, the desert's so nice and oh, the forest is so nice, then a fucking tiger comes down and kills you, only the paranoid survive. So a really good way from Charlie Munger to do this is actually look at the negative. How can I guarantee I would fail? And guess what you do? Flip it. You do the opposite. You literally flip it. So you look at yourself and you're like, okay, I want this thing. How can I guarantee, not just likely, how can I guarantee that I would fail? Then flip it, and maybe that's your container. And then depending on you and yourself, how much flexibility and permeability do you allow yourself? I love that. It's really Thunderbolt. And our next thing is Parkinson's law, and I love it. We're gonna come up with some bangers, man. I love that.
It really is abstract when it's in relation to human behavior. Like with the inverse side of like, how would I fail? How can I win?
But you could make the best thing in the world. You could.
No one knows.
Exactly.
So how do you inverse that? You just do, okay, I'm going to reach out to 20 people, like a day, cold outreach, plus also 5 people that I know who might be interested that I've met by doing this.
Which,
and just, like, evergreen.
Which is actually, it's a big flaw of both of us, I think. And I know, I'll speak for myself. I spend a lot more time building. I was always an engineer. You don't need to know why things happen for them to be, but I see the beauty in the thing. I don't care if people use it. And you said this before, like you would release your books even if no one read them, right? And I've just built a whole platform which is probably worth 3 million in like development costs. I just love it. I just love building it. Now actually letting people know about it and stuff, it's scary because what if it sucks?
Yeah.
And I think it's good, but if people use it and they think it sucks, then that's a reflection on me, right? So that's the first thing. Exactly. But I think this is a different skill. And I think what happens is you do things that you've been rewarded for. And I think you're getting really good at editing because guess what? You get rewarded for editing, right? Like you get rewarded from me, but that doesn't matter because you do it yourself. The thing with editing is you put it up on screen, you make a change and you get positively rewarded. You get instant reward. Wow, that looks better because you know what's good and bad. You get better and better and better. You start to go things together. And like the amount that you've improved, hopefully you guys can see this in the last 2 weeks has been exponential. It's been fucking insane. But some things that you do, for example, sales, it's fucking hard. You go knock on 100 doors, you get rejected 99 times and you might get one person saying, at least giving you a second to talk to them, right? So the extinguish curve, or it's called the extinguishing curve, is extremely hard with different things, and experts just give themselves more ways to win. That's what they do. So the better you become at something, the more ways that you find to win, and that's why people who become an expert in one field generally find it easier to win other fields. If you're going down the confidence comes from competence thing, then I shouldn't have been confident to launch a gym. But the issue is that confidence comes from a domain-specific level of competence. So for example, if I was opening a ballet gym, fucked. No chance, because I have no idea how to run. I do ballet. I have an idea how to run classes because I've been running classes. But if I'd opened a investment bank or something like that, no chance. Hormozi says the exact same story, but I'm going to say it from my perspective. When I first went up on stage to talk, I had a crowd of, I think it was about 80 people or 100 people. And this was one of my first ever talks. And I went up and I was like, I should be nervous, but I'm not. And I was like, why is that? I was like, I have been doing a speech 4 times a day for the last 4 years in front of 20 people. And I do it at the start of every single class. Hey guys, hope you had a good weekend. Jenny, you went out a bit too hard, blah, 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 making jokes, cracking jokes. Looked every single one of them in the eye. And then here's what we're going to do today. Here's the class. I explain it. I go through everything. I understand tonality. I understand change of pace. I understand how to talk. And it goes through all these different things. And then when I went out on stage, because I knew the thing what I was talking about, I could then deliver it in a way that I had competence. Therefore, I had confidence that what I would do would land well. Confidence literally just means that you have a confidence score that you can extrapolate from the past that you will win in this thing.
Fear of failure and also reasonable risk. Like, you know, if you fail and you know what's going to happen after you might fail, it really does take the fear out of it. Like, you could fail like 2 or 3 times and you can try on the 4th time and it can still work.
You want to know the funny thing? The people that are starting with nothing right now and have a fear of failure, it's literally like saying you get to go to the casino, you have 0 risk of losing any money, and you have unlimited potential. The only risk, and you get to do as many tries as you want. Why wouldn't you take as many bets as possible? The reason why is because everyone's afraid of the judgment of what it looks like when they fail.
So true.
That's what it is. It's nothing to do with, here's the mental reframe. Would you do it if only you knew?
I had the same question with somebody yesterday. Completely unrelated, but I asked them as well. Like, would your behavior change if you were completely anonymous and there was no one would ever find out with this behavior? Would you still think the same way?
It's being authentic. Authentic is how you act when there's no risk of punishment. So, and risk of punishment comes from other people. Or, really, the only true judge, jury, and executioner is yourself. So once you flip the script and you actually realize that the only person that actually matters is you, and really actually you judging yourself on how useful you are to others, actually other people do matter, but in a different way. You kind of flip the script and you realize that all the insecurity actually comes back to you being insecure about meeting the person that you should have been. They say hell is when you meet the person that you could have been, right? But then actually reversing that to help other people. So yeah, dude, I love that. And I think it's helped me so much. Like I said, I haven't felt fear in ages. I really haven't, because I'm totally okay with living. I think I have lived the worst case scenario. Like we've slept on the gym floor. We've been there. We've been in crazy debt. And I just love it. I actually I realized I was actually probably happier living then than I am in certain places now.
It's because
So-
back then you were maybe proving to yourself that you can do it. Like, and that even if you fail,
Nice.
okay, you can
Nice.
still do it.
This is why I'll win.
Yeah.
This is why I'll win.
Yeah.
In that moment, when you're feeling shit, when you're feeling like fucked, when everything's caving around you, two things that got me through it. Number one, this is why I'll win. And number two, this is gonna be a fucking epic story. And I think this is, I relate so much to Alex, Hormozy, but I relate to you a lot as well. We have amazing chats, like amazing. By the way, you know what we should do with these? Every single week, when we have these Q&As, make it into a podcast.
I was literally thinking.
Like post it on Spotify. No, this is perfect. And by the way, you're hearing this for the first time. But like, we'll literally just do like podcasts, and then we'll just talk about the deep things like once a week or twice a week when we're filming this stuff as the things that come up afterwards. I love this shit. I can't think of anything better. I really do relate to Hormozy and Goggins. And there's two ways of seeing the world. There is, I will do everything I can in my day to be as happy as possible. You can't pour from an empty cup. And sometimes I think people jump to the whole not-for-profit CIC thing, which is what we did, when actually you can't help other people until you're fully okay, because you can't put an oxygen mask on first if you're dead. Again, it's the experiment of the people tripping over and then them helping them if they're late, which we went through last week. You love people so much in your life that you want to win so much for them that you say no to them now so that you can win, so that you can get or be the person that is best for them in the future. Okay, so you're going through a phase of your life right now where you've got to work like a fucking demon, right? And you need to do a lot of stuff, which means that you need to say no to this thing. Realizing what you want and what it's okay to say no to, and being okay with the trades. I think Chris Williamson made such a fucking good line. It was from this famous philosopher, whatever, which is, in life, we must choose our regrets. And I genuinely, overall, I reject people's deathbed regrets. Because I think it's just bullshit. Because everyone who say they made money would want to spend more time with their family, and everyone who spent more time with their family would say they want to make money. And the people that have said, I accept what happened, they're the ones that truly learn. But anyway, we've gone. This is not Parkinson's law anymore. We're not in Kansas anymore. I think something that really annoys me is when people say, if I'm being honest, I'm like, so you weren't being honest before?
I know.
Like what? Like if I'm being honest, it's like, oh, so you were lying the whole time before.
And you agree and then disagree.
Yeah, you're like, I don't want to offend you, but you're going to offend me.
Yeah, I'm not a racist, but.
Yeah, it's like, like, just mean what you say. I think that comes from actually understanding what words mean, which I think we'll do a whole thing on, because that's like one of the fascinations of mine. It fascinates me.
Like someone evil. Like, do you really mean that?
Yeah, so you know how you actually define words? What would have to exist for that thing to be true?
Yeah. The truest possible circumstance of that being a valid use.
Right? Yeah. Decision comes from killing off a path.
Decadere.
Right? Decadere. Yeah, because you're killing off one path, or what you're choosing one path.
I said
when
Harry Potter's.
yeah, decadere. Or I don't know. Okay, so for example, how do you know someone is committed? Okay, so what is a marriage? A marriage is an elimination of alternatives. Yeah. Right? So you know someone is committed, and it's not are they committed or are they not committed, it's how committed are they? Yeah. Okay, here we go. You ready for this? I'm going to circle it right back to the start, okay? Because of the expansiveness of the container. Commitment is, in Parkinson's law, putting the fucking duct tape on the wall, being like, I'm doing this. I think you can hack accountability. I think they're almost a continuum.
See themselves.
Yeah, they both link in with each other.
Yeah.
Because actually, how would you know accountability is present? I think accountability is external commitment. Yeah, it's a reminder of the commitment.
Yeah. So like, whilst we were talking,
yep.
I had this. You seen Avatar?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know they got like what's the name of the mother? The Earth.
Oh, yeah. Awa is here. Awa. Yeah.
So like, I was thinking like, also you got the mathematics of like the coincidence of large numbers and the odds of something happening converge because like there's so many things that happen at that nodal point in time that it cannot happen any other way. Kind of like a fateful point. And it's like, it doesn't have to be something spiritual. It could be simply that so many things were happening with billions of humans that something was likely to happen.
Sure.
Or you willed something into existence, like
Sure.
or there is a higher power, or like it's like Awa, where there is an actual thing at the center of the earth.
Okay, so let's look at the law of big numbers, right? I would define that as a higher power because it's higher than me.
Yeah, and Jordan Peterson talks about like God being kind of one of his iterations in his lectures was about God being like the highest state of things that you could achieve towards, like what you can aspire to.
Yeah,
and like the best version of things.
I like
what
that.
Would be like just beyond your reach.
Yeah, I add God. I just say good.
Yeah,
that's all I believe in. I think God is not necessarily God is good. I believe that God is goodness. Like it's the state of goodness.
Yeah.
And I think like I just strive to be that, striving towards. Again, it's the classic thing of true hell is when the person that you are meets the person you could have been, right? And it's just striving towards that. And I think what that does is you forget about everyone else in a good way.
Yeah.
You like no competition can ever get you anymore because you're like, bitch, have you seen Ollie in 10 years?
Yeah. There's an interesting thing with like fate and faith and I would argue that religion borrows from humanity. Like we're inherently good as much as we are inherently evil.
Yeah.
Like we have like we wouldn't have made it this far without like the thing of treating others how you want to be treated.
Yeah, I agree.
Contracts.
I agree.
Like you can't then argue that that is heaven sent. You also can't argue that it isn't because you can't disprove it.
Yeah.
Only through anthropological means. But
Yeah.
all this stuff, like it's.
Can we hit on that? Can we hit on that? Because I agree.
Yeah.
And it's been something that I haven't spoken about with anyone before. I think that every human is good. Just the quote unquote bad ones are ignorant. That's my belief. And I haven't stress tested it. No, they're just ignorant. Because I think they locally see the thing that they've done as good for them. And so that's why I think true hell comes from selfishness.
Yeah.
And selfishness is ignorance. Because I think it's the story of Job, right? When you play it out long enough, you realize that your choices have actions and the butterfly effect is a real thing, and that you can smile at someone on the street and you could make their day, you could make their life, you could. It's a chance. Or you could ruin it.
Like,
and
bad impressions.
just like Star Wars, the dark side is so much stronger than the good.
It's so interesting that. But with Star Wars, you also have like just a complete nerd out here, but you have Darth Plagueis, who tries to undo, like tries to control the mitochondria so that he can gain true immortality. He achieves this, but he has an apprentice. And in the dark side of the Force, you have to have only 2 Siths. You can only have 2 Sith Lords in existence. So
really?
You can only
at one time.
At one time, so like they have a whole like a Sith.
So like Darth Maul, Palpatine,
exactly.
Vader.
Palpatine was Plagueis's apprentice,
right?
And then the apprentice has to kill the master, and then the master gets a new apprentice, and so on and so forth. And Palpatine goes and kills Plagueis in his sleep,
right?
And he's trying to gain immortality. On the other hand, by not having immediate power, by having like trust in the Force and not trying to control or fear death, the light side of the Force gain immortality, like with spoilers here, but like I'm not gonna give spoilers because it's a huge thing and I'll get like kicked in the balls for it. But like it's like certain Jedi Masters, they gain immortality by like joining into the light side of the Force.
Right.
Just by naturally being at one, at peace, like Zen, Taoist, Buddhist kind of like meditation, you gain immortality by trying to not control things. So it's like, do you want to gain immediate power and be like dominant, but then you're not, it's like anger is the shortest path.
But guess what? Immediate versus long term is just ignorance because you forgot to play it out.
Yeah, that's exactly it. It's why it's so powerful, Star Wars story. It's such a
you literally just didn't play it out long enough. So yeah.